Good morning. It's April 9th, and I haven't included Duke for a couple of updates. So there he is. He's chilling. I think he's a little disappointed because we came out here. He thought we were heading down to the shop. Instead, we're just out here monkeying around in the garage. Well, hey, we got us some big doings here. The tear down is complete, and basically as soon as I'm done shooting this video, hauling this thing down to the powder coat guy. So we're kind of turning a corner here. There's the frame, as you know, the way it ended up. More or less, we didn't do a lot to it overall. I don't know if you remember, there used to be some down underneath back here. There was an additional mounting hole for an additional fender strut. So I cut those off and smoothed it out a little bit, cleaned that up a little bit. The dime store from the Quad Cam Bastards forum, he gave me the idea of mounting the voltage regulator down underneath the two frame rails. So once we got the motor out, I cut that piece of steel and shaped it in, and Dan came over and we got it welded in, and so we're going to mount the voltage regulator up underneath that. That's the mounting tab for the kickstand. I don't know if I can show it. I'm real curious when I took it apart. See, there's this hole on the side here. There was a little, just a little, like a sort of a set screw sitting in there. I'm not sure what it was for. It doesn't appear to do anything, but anyway, it doesn't really matter. It was just kind of a point of curiosity. So we got that welded onto the frame. Remember, we got that stuff welded on for our rear fender mount. Obviously, the oil tank mounts, got those on. Those are the seat mounts. This front seat mount, they're originally PowerCo included one, but it was back farther than I wanted, so we cut that one off and put on a new one. Gas tank mounting bungs. Ended up drilling a couple of holes in that tab for the upper motor mount. And as far as, and then last thing here, those are our two rear exhaust mounts. So as far as modifying the frame, that's it. We didn't do anything to the geometry, just kind of trimmed it up a little bit here and there and tacked on the things we needed. All the other stuff sitting over there. Pipes came out beautiful. That was a pretty big chore, but I'm pretty happy with the way those turned out. There's, as near as I can tell, there's only a couple of things left as far as, actually moving metal that will need to be done. This is my box of stuff that's going down to powder coat, and this rear brake bracket. I had to rethink what I was doing. You remember the original plan was to set it in here like that and leave the caliper to float free between these frame rails. Then I realized that the adjuster bolt that's mounting in this thing here is going to interfere with that. So what we're going to end up doing is we're going to have to put it like that, and then you see that tab on the frame. We'll have to run a rod from that over to the bracket. So we will have to drill a hole in the bracket, but probably should do that before powder coat, but I'm going to do it after because I don't have the bracket yet and I don't know what I want to do. That's the other stuff that's going off for powder coat here. That's the final upper motor mount. Fender struts. Those two round things, those are the spacers. You remember we had that issue way back where those two round mounts needed to be 1.5 inches longer than they were. So we made those spacers, and then this is the thing that goes underneath the seat to connected to the springs. So anyway, got that stuff going on. Last little thing here is, you see the longer of the two PVC mock-up wheel spacers is just a little shorter than the long spacer that's in there. I got really lucky. I bought a kit that had like, I don't know, 25 or 30 random length or, staggered length spacers. And out of all of the ones that I needed, there's only one that I don't have one. So that longer PVC one and the longer metal one, sometime later today, I'll try to get over to Mark's and turn that metal one down because it's about 1/8 of an inch longer than is needed. Other than that, starting to accumulate the brake components. Most of those are in, so we're kind of ready to go when we get this thing back. Hopefully, powder coat guy can get it done this week. We'll find out. Anyway, next update we should have, be actually putting this thing together for the last time. Update soon.